Hello everyone, this is Joe with CNC Communications. In this video I'm going to go over the messages section in Viewpoint. As you can see at the very bottom here, I am logged into Mike Jones' account, extension 103, and I'm in the messages section. And in the messages section it shows Mike's mailbox here, his inbox saved and deleted folder, and I also have a shared mailbox from John Smith, his inbox saved and deleted folders. Through the administrator, mailboxes can be shared. They can give just view rights, where they can just listen to the messages, or view and edit rights, where they can also delete the messages if needed. It has to be done through an administrator. So in the mailbox here, we do have a new message, and it's from Chris Johnson. It was received March 1st, 5:02 p.m., and there's the length and the callback number. Before I play back the message, there are two different methods in which the voicemail message can be played through. It can be played back through the desk phone, or it can be played back through the speakers of the computer. Down here at the bottom right is where I choose that. If you see the handset, that's the desk phone, and if I play the speakers, through the computer speakers. So for this, I'm going to choose the telephone. And before I double click this, there is another thing I should mention is there is a slider bar at the very bottom. You can drag that back to a certain position in case you needed to replay part of the message. If you can understand something clearly, that's a quick way of just going back to the exact section that you needed to rehear. So I'm going to double click this message here and it'll play over the telephone.
Hey, Mike, this is Chris. Let's just talk about that sales meeting when you get a chance. Thanks.
Okay, now that we've listened to the message, we can also attach some call notes to it. We could say, Chris wanting to talk about the sales meeting. And if I were to have many voicemail messages, I can kind of quickly go through my notes and I can kind of see and summarize a lot of those voicemail messages. That way I can quickly find the voicemail message that I need. If I want to export that voicemail message onto my PC, at the very bottom here I have a little disk. That's an export button. If I click that, that's going to open up another window here. That's going to ask where I want to save it and the file name that I want to give it, so I can save that for later. I can also call back the user three different ways. I can either take the call, the voicemail message, and drag it up to the dial bar and let go, and that will dial that user from my phone. I can right-click the voicemail message and go to speed dial. Or I can go to place call and choose the caller ID, and then that would call that back as well. I also have the option of forwarding messages. So if I were to highlight the message and click forward, that's going to open up another box, and I can choose the users who I want to send it to. I could say if I want to send it to John Smith here. I also have the options of setting it private, urgent. I can record another audio greeting with it, just saying kind of a message to what it might be about, or if I should tell him that he needs to handle it, or however to do it. And I can type additional notes if I want to as well. And if I click send, you're going to notice that John Smith now has a voicemail message in his voicemail box. So I can also listen to his messages through there as well. Another option which you can do is you can write call rules dependent on specific people. So if I had to right-click this message and I can go to create call rule, that's going to open up another dialog box that's automatically going to say from people, and it's going to say from Chris Johnson. I can choose to have a custom voicemail message directly for that person if I wanted to. Or I can have it follow a routing list, which might forward to another person in the company, or my cell phone, or a group of people, however I want to do it. If I wanted to take this message and move it into my save folder, I can do that a couple different ways. I can right-click and move to saved, or I can just drag the message and just drop it into my save box. If I want to move that back, I can go back into my save folder, drag it into my inbox, and go back there. If I want to delete the message, there's 4 different ways that I can do that. I can highlight the message, click delete, highlight the message, press delete on my keyboard. I can right-click the message and choose delete. And I can also drag the message into my deleted folder. If I want to create a voicemail and send it to a user, I can, in my inbox, I can go in the open white area here, right-click and go new voicemail message. Another box will pop up. I can choose the users who I want to send that to. I could say John Smith again. I can press the red record button. My phone will beep. I'll say whatever I need to say, and then I can send it. The last option here is the columns here. You can rearrange those however you like, or add or remove them. You can either drag them left and right, or if you were to right-click those columns and go to Show Columns, that'll open up another box in which you can rearrange them however you like or remove them if needed. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks.